Hi everyone, my name's Claire from Rainbow Acrylics. I've just done what I call my Dutch pour blooms in a heart shaped on a little 30 by 30 centimetre canvas, and it went so well. I was so happy with the result. So I am really inspired to do something really similar, not in a heart maybe, but maybe over the whole canvas this time in green. I love greenish yellow, the Pebeo Studio Acrylics iridescent colour. So that sort of colour, greens, turquoises, blues, something really bright, really fresh in this new bloom creation that I've discovered. So let's start. Let me show you what colours I've chosen. So here are the colours. I actually last minute just decided to take out the blues. So this is all greenish colours except for the silver. So Pebeo Studio Acrylic Silver. I've got the Pebeo Blue Green and the Green Blue. I've got Daler Rowney Phthalo Turquoise, Pebeo Iridescent Green Yellow, and then Amsterdam Greenish Yellow and Amsterdam Prussian Blue phthalo, which I've just wiped a little bit on my paper here. Can you see it's got a greenish tinge to it? No, you can't really see in this light, but it is a slightly greenish tinge to it. So they've all got an element of green in, except the silver. So I've mixed these paints all with this, which is floetrol, the American floetrol. The recipe for my mixtures will be in the video description. And then I'm using some Australian floetrol for the cell activator. And again, the recipe will be in the description. I've got a 30 by 30 centimetre canvas. I've put push pins in the back. Sorry about the mess. So you can see I've just finished the previous pour. And I've put the spirit level on just to check that the canvas is level, which it is. So I'm ready to start. I'm going to cover my canvas in the white. The way I like covering a canvas at the moment is just to pull up some paint in the centre, and then just use my hairdryer to blow the paint across the canvas, and that way I just get a really nice smooth even layer of paint. Right, I've got my colours in an order. Oops. What I've decided I'd like to try and do is divide these flowers into two different sets of colours. And I'm going to do the first set, and I'm going to do a bit of a swirl. And then in the gaps, I'm going to put the other set of colours. So this might work, but it might not. I think it will work whatever, but I don't know necessarily if it will show up. So I'm just going to try. So I'm just going to start somewhere that I think might be the middle. Right, I am totally changing what I'm doing, because my plan was to put some blooms in between, but I've packed them in far too tight, so that is just not going to work. So plan B, let's get rid of some of the colours. I'm going to just put the phthalo turquoise and the iridescent blue green now alternating on top. I often set out with a plan for a painting, and often things just change. You just have to be really adaptable, I think, when you're paint pouring, because if you have too set an idea of what you want, you'll be disappointed, because it just often doesn't pan out as you expect it will. Right, and then the blue-green on the other ones. And I actually think that will be enough paint. I like really crowded blooms, as you can tell, but I think what I was going for would have been just too crowded. The problem is if they're too crowded, then as you blow them out, they push up against each other, and then you lose the definition of the bloom, you lose the edges. Colours are fantastic, love these colours. The iridescent yellow, greenish yellow Pebeo is one of my favourite colours. It's absolutely gorgeous, but it just doesn't, I find, it just doesn't go with a lot. So I tend to not use it that much. Right, so all the colours are down. So let's start putting some cell activator on and blowing these out. Right, really happy so far. The colours are gorgeous. The lacing is amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm now going to do some extra blowing around just to fill in some of these white gaps, but I'm going to try and do it so carefully that I don't disturb the lacing this time. Whereas other times I've just blown it and it's sort of all the lacing's blended, but I want to try and keep the lacing. Right, I'm happy with that. Next thing to do is to use, I'm just using the end of a glue dabber, just a sharp pointy end, just to draw the paint in to create some petals. So just at different points, so this one here, for example, at different points, I'm just going to draw some of the white in, and it just creates a bit of separation, so it makes it look a little bit more like a petal. I am just so happy with this technique. I just really like the effects of it. It's very chaotic, but very detailed, very interesting. I'm really happy with how all the little flowers and petals connect. So you've got that negative white space, but they all still do connect and make a picture, all the flowers, but as one. Look at the lacing. It's absolutely incredible. The Australian floetrol is amazing. You only need the smallest amount of it, but you get these just such amazing results. Just look at the details. Yeah, it is. I mean, that's gorgeous as well. It's very pale there, but absolutely gorgeous. Love this floetrol. I'll be back when it's dry. So here's the dry painting. I'm in love with it. I love it. I'm so happy with it. It's just worked so well. I think because it's not a massive canvas, it's only a 30 by 30 centimetre, it just works. So it's so crowded and crazy and chaotic, but because it's not a big canvas, I think it works. I'm just so happy with the effects, the lacing. I love how you've got the white negative space, but all the flowers are linked by the little lines that I put between the two. And I just love the effect that the lines give. It just creates such a lovely little petal effect. Especially, yeah, look at that one. It really looks like a little flower, a little bloom. And the same with that one. Really happy with these colours as well. There's not as much of the iridescent greenish yellow, that one of my favourite colours, but it doesn't really matter. I might do another one, but with more dominant greenish yellow. And then I'm outside just to try and show you how iridescent this is. Can you see, the sun's just gone in, but oh, there we go. Can you just see how that greenish yellow and that turquoise, it just really shimmers. So you've got this wonderful iridescent shine to it. There you go, you can see it there. Yeah, so pleased with it. Let me know what you think. Do leave me any comments or thoughts you have about this piece. And if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel, and then you'll be notified as soon as I upload new videos. Great, thank you so much for watching. Bye.